All right, guys. Today I'm going to show you how to pull parcel reports for your comps. It's the same as the mail merge. The only thing is you're going in there and just looking for property that is sold recently. So you're not going to pull data for the entire area. I mean, you are, but you're not going. It's going to be specific to a certain amount of acreage and when the property sold last. So I've got my property selected here, and it's just a normal 160 acre tract. So I'm going to use this as my starting point for my CSV file. So let's go over here. You're going to go over here to reports, create CSV file. I always do radius unless it's a weird area and I want to draw a line or do my own polygon, but the radius is usually the best and easiest tool to use. So try to stretch it out about 5 miles. That should give you plenty of room here to be able to pull comps into this area and have a pretty good idea of what's selling. Anything outside of this can affect the price point. You know, you may be pulling something from 10 to 15 miles out, which 10 to 15 miles is a long way. And you know, prices could change based on, you know, this side of the highway versus this side of the highway and county lines and stuff like that. But a 5 mile radius, anything within a 5 mile radius is something that an appraiser is going to look at, so you can get pretty close, if not almost on the dollar amount with your comps, just using a 5 mile radius. But if you need to stretch it out any further, feel free to do it if you can't find any that are in this 5 mile radius, and then just, you know, try to use your expertise and knowledge to compare a property that may be outside the scope to your property, and, you know, come up with a estimated listing value. Or if you're just putting together a comp map for a potential seller, still a great tool to use here. And that's what we're doing today. I'm putting together a property report for this particular parcel to let her know what the properties are moving for in the area. Not sure if she's ready to sell, but being able to provide her with this data is something that a lot of people don't do. So I'm going to show you how to, right now I'm showing you how to pull the parcel report. I'll show you how to label those here a little bit later on in the video. So next thing you're going to do, you're going to go in here and put a range. I know that's a quarter. If you hover it over the line, it'll show you how many acres it is. Also, you know, you can just click the parcel information, it'll tell you how many acres. So I'm going to go in here and I want to do a broader range, just because I know not a lot of property moves in this Kingfisher area. So I want to pull data from a wider range, so I don't have to go back and do this again. If this doesn't, you know, give me, if I was doing from just 160 to, or 160 acres only, well, maybe an 80 sold over here, but it was comparable to this property. So make sure you average out your ranges pretty good here. I'm just doing from 100 to 200. That should give you anything below the 160, which would still be comparison up to 100 acres, and then anything up to 200 acres. That should give you a pretty good range of what this property will move for. The next thing you're going to want to do is the sell date. I usually try to do it for 18 months out. With the market we've had recently in the last couple years, prices have inflated quite a bit. So if you stretch it out any further than that, it's likely that your prices are going to be lower than what they're actually moving for today. So give yourself a pretty good range here from whatever today is. Today is July 7th or July 10th. So go in here and you do July 10th through till July 10th, 2021. And that should give you a pretty decent range. It's 2 years out. So next thing you're going to do, that's vacant land. So you're looking for similar properties. So you're going to do vacant land and add. Make sure you check box these or nothing's going to come up. Leave the single families out of it for now. That'll just show that homes are on the property. And since we know this is vacant land, that's what we want to pull. Next thing you want to do is change your name here. That way this CSV file goes to your email and not Brenton's. You hit calculator, hit pull CSV. So obviously, since I didn't put the date and range in here, it gave me 167 addresses. I've already pulled the CSV for this file. So each file or each parcel address is 7 cents. When I pulled this, I got 7 of them, and I'll show you what that looks like. So once you do that, pay now, it'll send the CSV file straight to your inbox. and then you'll go to your email here, and it'll come up like this, and then you'll click it, view parcel report. If you have a Mac, it'll pull it up like this, so I would just exit out of that, go down here to Finder, got your parcel report here, open with Excel. So then you're going to want to open it up with Excel every single time. And so this is what properties have sold in the last 2 years in this area that are comparable to the one that I'm looking to give a property evaluation on. So next thing you want to do is you're going to want to find each one of these properties and label them on the map. So I'm just going to start with an easy one. We'll do Bill Santos since I already have him pulled up. So since this is in a kind of a Four Corners area here, I put in all 4 counties up here in the search bar. And how you're going to want to do that is you're going to go down, hit this drop box, parcel, and then you're going to do owner's name is what we're searching by. And then you can put as many counties in here as you can. So in this one, I put all 4 counties since my range kind of stretched into all of them. And then enter the owner's name here, and you find the parcel. So okay, we know it's not these properties on Bill Santos. We know he just sold this one right here. So the next thing you're going to do is select that property, convert to map feature, and do an outline as such. And so that outlines the property here. It's pretty comparable. It does have some windmills on the property, so it's got a little extra income. So it may have sold for a little bit more, and it's got a big lake on it. So you got to take that into account. Looks like it also has what looks to be a hay barn on the property. So there's some added value there based on just those, but nonetheless, you can get some pretty good comparables off this property. So to see what this property sold for, you're going to click the parcel, and then it should pull up all the parcel info over here on the left hand side. You see the date of sale was 2020, 3/3/2020. 490,000 is what this quarter sold for. So 490,000. Let's see, 490 divided by 160. So a little over 3,000 an acre. The next thing you're going to want to do is tools, label, and then label this property. This was labeled as sold. Sold in 2020, March 2020, so March 2020. Shift return is how you drop down to the next line, so you can write all this stuff in. We know it sold for 490,000 or 3,062 per acre. And there you go. So then this labels that property, and it's close enough to, it's within that 5-mile radius. So you would label that in comparison to yours. Once you had at least 3 to 4 comps in this area, so you would go back through that parcel list and search every landowner's name, find those parcels and label them what they've sold for. And then once you have what they've sold for, much like I did on this quarter here, you would take a screenshot of this map and send it to your potential seller, or put it in your listing presentation. And that's how you build a comp map. So once you're done with that, building out this comp map, and say you're just doing it for an area you want to sell in, go over here to save as. This is Kingfisher County comps, and then hit save, and that'll save your comp map. And then anytime, just say you are to get this listing, sell that, you add this to your comp map, and that way anytime you get a call in this little area here in the future, you're going to label that sale, and then you just build out your comp map from there. Hope this was helpful. Good luck.